or, you know, assuming scheduling's out of the way, I guess, and that you've got, you know, whatever handful of people, prospective players.
Yeah.
How do you shorten the list beyond that? I guess what's your next step, I suppose.
Okay. From a DM standpoint, you need to know first off what kind of game you want to run.
Sure.
There are a lot of different types of games. There's a lot of different types of players. There's a lot of different types of DMs. First thing you need to know is what type of game you want to play. And then you need to ask your prospective players that match your time slot. Only those. Don't talk to anybody that doesn't match your time slot.
Right.
The players that match your time slot, you need to start asking them specific questions so that you know that they are on board and they're willing to play the type of game that you want to run. You find out what kind of game you want to run, and you need to come up with some questions. My method was a form on Google, a questionnaire with multiple choice answers, so you don't make them think too much. Show them some answers. And what you need to do is give them multiple choice, ask them the questions, let them answer, look at the documents. You're going to have some answers in there that, you know, hey, if they choose this one, that player's probably not for my group, not the type of game that I want to run. And that's the way that I found to be the most successful. Multiple choice questions and answers. And you need red flag. I say red flag, not like they're bad things. It's just if they answer a certain way, they're probably going to be, you know, a pretty good opposition to your style.
Could you give an example of one of these questions and how you might, tailor it to have one of these red flag answers that you could key on?
I wanted 5 players in my game. I wanted 4 of them to be either brand new or very inexperienced. So, with that type of game, some of my questions that I would have asked, obviously, is how much experience do you have?
Right.
I'm only looking for one experienced player. I wanted to bring new people into the game. So I look at experience. I grab all the people that match the time slot, and I grab all the people that have little to no experience. And then I'll grab a few to look at from the experienced pool. And then the next thing is an example of sort of your style is the combat to role play ratio. If you're wanting to run a balanced game, then you would have a question somewhere along the lines. What should the balance of role play and combat be like in your game? A few examples, role playing is what I live for, and if I can avoid combat, I will. All the way down the spectrum to combat is what I live for, and role playing, I'd rather not do it.
Yeah.
and then mix it up along the way. Whereas if you're wanting to run a role play centric game and somebody clicks that they don't want to participate in role play, they just want combat, get rid of that player.
Right.
Nothing against that player, but they're not a match.
Yeah.
And that will be a problem in the future if you grab that player.
Because DMs are players too. They don't get talked about like that.
Yeah.
They're supposed to enjoy themselves a bit as well and be doing the stuff that is fun for them in the process of providing a fun and enjoyable game for everybody else too. So yeah, it's like, oh well, I'm the DM, I'll make it work. If you want that, I'll find a way to put it in there. But it's like, if I don't want to put make sure that there's a combat session or a combat encounter in every session, then if you want that as a player, I'm sorry, you're not going to want me as your DM. Like, that's not going to go well.
There may be DMs out there that can run every type of game really well for the players. If I don't know that there are, because I'm not one of them.
Right,
I can't do that. I have a style.
Yeah.
Most people have a style, and that's okay. It's better to send a player to another DM that will fit than it is trying to fit a player into your game that will not enjoy themselves or that will make other people not enjoy themselves. It's okay to tell somebody that you don't need to be a part of my game because of a style difference. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with their style or your style. It's just that if it doesn't match, it will cause problems. It's not about if, it will cause
Yes.
problems.